everyone, कैसे हैं आप सब? So today we are going to start with a very important chapter or very important concept of chemistry, which is going to be covered in inorganic chemistry. So today's chapter is periodic classification of elements. Well, guys, this chapter is very much important for your inorganic chemistry whenever you are going to learn about chemistry in standard 11. So, this chapter will help you out in many ways. So, I guess you guys are very interested about this chapter, and now we are finally going to start with a beautiful concept, that is periodic table. So, we are going to cover all the trends which are being followed in the periodic table. So, let's get started. So, firstly, I will start with a question in this chapter. Why there is a need of making a periodic table? हमने क्यों periodic table पे jump करा? क्यों हमने elements को ऐसे ही याद नहीं कर लिया? कि हमें ऐसी क्या जरूरत आ गई थी कि हमें periodic table को बनाने की जरूरत पड़ गई? So I will start with the historical development. So generally, guys, whenever you are going to visit about the in the grocery stores or in the general stores, you guys have noticed that everything are ordered, everything are placed in a very good order. And if we have to find anything, like for example, if I have to buy a milk product, then I don't have to go through the entire store. मुझे पूरा स्टोर घूमने की जरूरत नहीं होगी. All I have to do is I just have to go in the dairy section, and from there I can buy milk or buttermilk or cheese, as anything I want. So similarly, if I arrange the element in the order of their increasing atomic number, which I have arranged in the which we have arranged in the modern periodic table, so we are going to get the elements or get the periodic table which will help us to find out the chemical and the physical properties of the metals and non-metal, or all the elements which are present in the periodic table. So we'll start with the very thing. The question is why there is a need of making the periodic table. So there are about 118 elements which were discovered so far. So इतने सारे एलिमेंट्स को हम एक एक करके इनकी प्रॉपर्टीज को याद नहीं कर सकते. We as a human are very careless in all these things. Learning and remembering the properties of all the element is very difficult for us, or there, and this is similarly difficult for the scientists as well. So they think to arrange the element in the order of their increasing atomic number or atomic masses. They have tried various attempts. So they get to the conclusion जहां पर उनको कैसे अरेंज करना चाहिए था. So periodic table will help us to identify the properties of the element. For example, if I have to learn the property of the one element, so if I go through the property of the one element present in that group, अगर मुझे उसकी property याद हो गई है, तो it will be very easy for me to remember or recall the properties of the other element which are present in that group. So the basic agenda of making the periodic table is that it help us to identify or remember the periodic table or periodic properties of all the elements. So ये हमारा basic need था periodic table को बनाने का. Alright, so historical development की बात में मैं बात start करता हूँ. Let's say in the beginning of the 19th century, scientists attempting to group the element. Many scientists attempted various models, they have given various tables, tabular forms, graphs to present the periodic table. उन्होंने बहुत सारे attempts करे, उन्होंने बहुत सारी चीजें बताई कि ऐसे periodic table को हम arrange कर सकते हैं. In this way we can simply arrange the element, ताकि हमें बाकी की प्रॉपर्टीज को याद करना इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं रहे. तो ये बहुत पहले से शुरुआत हो चुकी थी, एंड बहुत ही लेट हमें एक टेबल ऐसी मिली जिसे हम आजकल हमारी केमिस्ट्री लैब में, हमारे स्कूल्स में और हमारी केमिस्ट्री बुक्स में जरूर देखते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड द मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल. ऑलराइट, सो एंटोनी लेवोशियर वाज द फर्स्ट पर्सन टू क्लासिफाई द एलिमेंट इनटू द मेटल्स एंड द नॉन मेटल. Scientist named Anthony Lavoisier, he grouped the element on the basis of their characteristic. Like he grouped some element as metal and he grouped some element as non-metal. So after this, there is a need of table. How we have to arrange them. हमें इनको कैसे arrange करना है, ये भी बहुत ज़्यादा important task हमारे लिए अब बन चुका था, because हमें इन सबकी properties को याद करना था. So the metals and the non-metal can be distinguished on the difference in their physical and the chemical properties. So we can simply distinguish between the metals and the non-metal on the basis of their physical as well as their chemical properties. For example, if I talk about the physical property of the metal, that is they shine. We know that all the metals have shiny nature, but non-metals generally don't shine. They are not lustrous. So this is something we can simply differentiate by simply looking at the metal and the non-metal. But there are some chemical properties as well, which we have to study in this chapter. All right. So, however, this classification proved to be inadequate. So, grouping the elements in the on the basis of metal and non-metal is not sufficient enough. We need more information related to this. So, our first model of periodic table, or we can simply say triads, was given by Dobrynner, Sir Dobrynner. Uh, he was a very good person by heart, as we can simply say, because he arranged the element in the order of their increasing atomic masses. Kindly mark my words and write it down in your notes copy that Dobrynner arranged the elements, known elements, in the order of their increasing atomic masses. Also, he is very poor in learning, so we can simply say he make a set of three. उन्होंने ज्यादा सेट्स बनाने की कोशिश नहीं करी, उन्होंने तीन तीन के सेट बना पाए. जैसे कि एक नॉर्मल स्टूडेंट, एक एवरेज स्टूडेंट, हम जब बात करते हैं कि सर आज मैं 3 पेज ही पढ़ने वाला हूं बिकॉज मुझसे एक वन गो में इतना सारा नहीं होने वाला है, तो उन्होंने भी तीन तीन के सेट बनाए and he named the set of three as triads. So first thing we have to remember is Dobrynner arranged the element in the order of their increasing atomic masses. Also he arranged and make a set of three elements only. All right. So what was his theory? What was his law? So Dobrynner law of triad says that John Dobrynner, a German scientist, classified element into sets of three that contains chemically similar elements. So he make a set of three elements and these set contains chemically same element. That means these sets contain the element which are identical in the properties. That means they are possessing almost same properties. So these group of three elements were called triad. और इन तीन तीन के ग्रुप को उन्होंने बोल दिया था ट्रायड्स. ऑलराइट. सो Dobrynner लॉ ऑफ ट्राइड के अकॉर्डिंग क्या क्या चीजें थी? सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द Dobrynner लॉ ऑफ ट्राइड, when elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic masses, groups of three elements known as triads having similar chemical properties are obtained. तो उन्होंने बोला कि अगर मैं तीन तीन के सेट में अरेंज कर देता हूं एलिमेंट्स को, तो उन्होंने ये देखा कि they are going to get the properties of the element which are similar. मतलब लाइक अगर मैंने किसी भी तीन एलिमेंट्स को अरेंज कर दिया है तो ही सेज दैट कि उन तीनों की प्रॉपर्टीज सेम होगी. और एक बेसिस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था, क्या था वो देख लेते हैं पहले. द एटॉमिक मास ऑफ द मिडल एलिमेंट ऑफ द ट्रायड बीइंग इक्वल टू द अर्थमेटिक मीन ऑफ द एटॉमिक masses of the other two elements. So he said that whenever we are going to arrange the element in the order of their increasing atomic masses, he noticed that the atomic mass of the middle element is going to be come out as the arithmetic mean of the other two elements. मतलब कि अगर सपोज करो मैंने कोई एलिमेंट लिए हैं A, B and C and I have arranged in the order of their increasing atomic masses. मुझे लगता है कि ये इनके increasing atomic masses हैं. So अगर मुझे B का atomic mass को पता करना है, then I can simply go and calculate by doing the arithmetic mean. So if I calculate the mass of A and C divided by 2, so it is going to be the arithmetic mean. So the mass which is going to be come will be the mass of element B. So that was quite fascinating और बहुत ही ज़्यादा simple लग रहा था. And it is very we people started thinking कि अब तो बहुत simple हो जाएगा किसी भी element का mass निकालना. But this law was not completely right. So let's take an example how we are going to define this law. So he arranged the element in the order of their increasing masses. So he make a set. For example, he take lithium, sodium and potassium. So the atomic mass of lithium is around 7. The atomic mass of sodium is 23 and the atomic mass of potassium is 39. So if I calculate the arithmetic mean of lithium and potassium, it comes out to be 7 plus 39, which is going to be equal to 46. Whenever I'm going to divide this by 2, it will comes out to be 23, and this mass is similar to that of sodium. So we can simply say that in this law, in this set of triad, this is the law of Dobriner is perfectly working. ये यहाँ पर बिल्कुल अच्छे से वर्क कर रहा था, बट दिस इज नॉट कंप्लीटली राइट फॉर द गिवन सेट फॉर द अपकमिंग सेट्स. सो ये चीज आगे नहीं कंटिन्यू कर पाए हम लोग. सो बट इसके लिए अगर हम देखते हैं उन्होंने क्या क्या सेट्स बनाए थे. उन्होंने बनाया था द अल्कली मेटल ग्रुप. उन्होंने अल्कली मेटल ग्रुप बना लिया था. नाउ व्हाट इज अल्कली मेटल ग्रुप? So whenever we are going to look at the modern periodic table, the group 1 elements, I can write here, first group element are called alkali metal group. Group 1 के जितने भी metals हैं उनको हम सभी बोलते हैं first group के elements. So the elements lithium, sodium and potassium have similar chemical properties and form a triad. And this was quite good because now if we are going to look at the modern periodic table, these elements are arranged in the same way as Dobriner did. So alkali metal group is working, and the second triad he make on the basis of the alkaline earth metal group. Now alkaline earth metal group is second group element, or we can simply say second group metal, because in the second group as well all the elements are metal. All right, so the element like calcium, strontium and barium have similar chemical properties and forms a triad. So the elements like calcium, strontium and barium also have the similar property. So let's try to find out the atomic mass of this strontium. So if I calculate the for this one, that like 40 plus 137, it is going to be divided by 2, it is going to be equal to like 177 by 2, which will be around 88.5, and it is something like, yes, we can say that it is nearly to the mass of strontium, or we can say it is nearly to the mass of the middle element. So यहाँ पर भी हमारा Dobriner triad बिल्कुल actually अच्छे से work कर रहा था. And the third group is the halogen group. Halogen group is nothing but the group 17th group को modern periodic table के according हम बोलते हैं halogen group. So इन्होंने यहाँ पर भी अपने Dobriner triad को लगाकर देखा, तो यहाँ पर भी ये बहुत अच्छे से वर्क कर रहा था. तो क्या क्या एलिमेंट्स लिए थे उन्होंने? He have taken chlorine, bromine and iodine. So he arranged the elements in the order of their increasing atomic masses, and he after calculation he finds that the atomic mass is somewhat nearby it. So if we calculate the arithmetic mean of these two, it will come out to be nearby 81.25. So yes, we can say that yes, it is still nearby to the mass of the bromine. So यहाँ पर भी Dobriner somewhat काम कर रहा था, but फॉर्चुनेटली ये थोड़ा सा फ्लॉप होने लगा बाकी के एलिमेंट्स के अंदर. सो इसलिए हमने Dobriner triad को यहीं पे डिस्कार्ड कर दिया था. एंड आफ्टर दैट our second model of periodic table was given by Sir Newland's law of octave. Sir Newland have proposed a model of a periodic table, and he proposed in the order, and this law was called Newland's law of octaves. Well, if I talk about Newland, he was a quite good person because he is a person who loved music. Also he loved chemistry. He loved music, also he loved chemistry. So what he did is he combined them, म्यूजिक और केमिस्ट्री दोनों को मिला दिया और एक नई चीज बना दी. सो आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ यू गाइज हैव हर्ड द म्यूजिकल नोट्स कॉल्ड सा रे गा मा पा धा नी सा. आप सभी ने सुना होगा आई थिंक. ऑलराइट, सो ही सेड दैट, मैं पहले इनकी थ्योरी को पढ़ लेता हूं. क्या बोला उन्होंने? इन 1864 न्यूलैंड्स अरेंज द देन नोन एलिमेंट्स. उन्होंने उस टाइम तक के जितने भी एलिमेंट्स थे सभी को अरेंज कर दिया in the order of increasing atomic masses, and found that the properties of every 8 element are similar to the properties of the first element. So he arranged the element in the order of increasing atomic masses, just similar to that of Dobriner. उन्होंने भी atomic masses के basis पर ही arrange करा था. Alright, so यहाँ पर क्या हुआ? उन्होंने ये देखा कि just like in the musical notes, सा रे गा मा पा धा नी सा, मतलब फर्स्ट के बाद जो 8 वाला नोड होता है इज कंप्लीटली सिमिलर टू द फर्स्ट नोड. सो सिमिलरली उन्होंने कहा कि अगर मैं एलिमेंट्स को अरेंज करूंगा in the order of their increasing atomic masses, then we will get to know that the property of the first element is completely similar to the property of the eighth element. So this is very much important. बहुत ही easy लगा. Like if he's going to be successful, I would have keep the picture of this in my temple. मैं इनकी फोटो लगा लेता, because he made the periodic table बहुत ही easy हो जाती है हमारे लिए periodic table को याद करना. Alright, so this is how Newland's law of octave works. So let's start with lithium. So if I'm going to opt for lithium, so lithium are going to be first element. So I will start with sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So सा दोबारा से वापस सोडियम पर आ रहा है. So we can simply say that lithium is our first element and sodium is our eighth element. And according to his law of octave, the property of the first element is completely similar to the property of eighth element when we are going to arrange them in the order of their increasing atomic masses. तो यही हुआ. और अभी भी अगर हम देखते हैं मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल के अंदर, so lithium is just arranged above the sodium. So yes, इनका ये लॉ ऑफ ऑक्टेव काम कर रहा था. एंड इफ यू लुक एट बेरिलियम also have the similar property as magnesium, because if we are going to count beryllium, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, so it is similar property as that of magnesium. So yes, and it is also arranged in the same order in the modern periodic table. So इनका लॉ बहुत अच्छे से काम कर रहा था. Now can you guess why this law flops, why this law fails? मैं fail तो नहीं बोलूंगा, because that was a very good effort. fail बोलना बहुत ही गलत हो जाएगा, because उस moment of time पर उनके पास कुछ और नहीं था. If I give you the reason why this model flops or this model fails, तो उनकी गलती नहीं थी. So ये मॉडल फेल होने का मेन रीजन था डिस्कवरी ऑफ नोबल गैसेस की जैसे ही डिस्कवरी हुई तो ये मॉडल फ्लॉप हो गया. ये मॉडल क्यों फ्लॉप हो गया? अगर मैं यहां पर देखूं, यहां पर हीलियम आ जाएगा. वी नो दैट हीलियम इज the atomic number of helium is 2 and the atomic number of neon is 10. So after fluorine, sodium is not going to come directly. After fluorine we have to put neon. So अगर अब मैं यहां पर करता हूं बच्चों सा रे गा मा पा धा नी, and after that neon will have to come, but the property of lithium does not match at all with neon. So this law fails drastically. तो यहां पर ये फेल हो गया, तो ये म्यूजिकल नोट अब नहीं बचे. एक्चुअली इन्होंने ये सारे गामा पाधानी से सा पर नहीं दिया था, उन्होंने डो रे मी फा सोला टे डू के ऊपर दिया था, जो कि एक उनका ही कुछ अलग से म्यूजिकल नोट चलते थे. ऑलराइट, सो अकॉर्डिंग, अब इनकी थ्योरी को समझ लेते हैं. अकॉर्डिंग टू द न्यूलैंड्स लॉ ऑफ ऑक्टेव, when the elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic masses, the properties of the eighth element starting from a given element are repetition of the property of the first element. So उन्होंने कहा कि अगर मैं इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मासेस के बेसिस पर इनको अरेंज करता हूं, तो प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ एवरी एट्थ एलिमेंट, जहां से भी हम शुरू कर रहे हैं उसका एट्थ एलिमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी समवट सेम होने वाली है. एंड हमने ये चेक भी कर लिया है. सेकेंडली, this repetition in the properties of element is just like the repetition of eighth note in the octave or music. So it is known as law of octave, और इसका नाम law of octave पढ़ने का रीजन ही ये था कि it is just similar to the law of musical octave notes. Alright, so I think this Newland's law of octave is completely clear to you guys. Now moving on towards the very third model, which is a very great invention, but this is not discussed in standard 10th, but this is very much important for your class 11th and 12th के अंदर, और जितने भी आपके ओलंपियाड्स एग्जाम होने वाले हैं, जितने भी आपके कॉलेज के बेसिस पे एग्जाम्स होने वाले हैं, लाइक JEE and NEET, this is a very important topic for you guys. So लूथर मायर्स atomic volume curve, so इनके नाम से ही पता चल रहा है कि इन्होंने कोई टेबल तो नहीं दी होगी. So what he have given is, he has given the curve for the periodic table. He and Mendeleev, दो अलग अलग नाम है, आप लोगों ने शायद नाम तो सुने होंगे. ये दोनों अलग अलग जगह पर अलग सेम टाइम पर काम कर रहे थे, बट एक्चुअली बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, तो उस टाइम पे कम्युनिकेशन तो होता नहीं था, टेलीफोन वगैरह नहीं होते थे, तो लूथर मायर वॉज ऑल्सो डूइंग समथिंग एंड मेंडलीव वॉज ऑल्सो डूइंग समथिंग। दोनों पीरियोडिक टेबल पर ही काम कर रहे थे, बट लूथर मायर ने क्या करा, उन्होंने एक कर्व बना दिया, एंड आपके मेंडलीव जो थे उन्होंने कर्व बनाने की जगह उन्होंने टेबल पे ज्यादा फोकस करा, बिकॉज ही थिंक्स दैट understanding table was quite easy and remembering table was quite easy for us as for humans, but understanding the curve is quite difficult for them. So yes, that is completely right. So लूथर मायर के पहले हम कर्व को देख लेते हैं. So लूथर मायर की स्टडी क्या कहती है देखते हैं. लूथर मायर प्लॉटेड अ ग्राफ ऑफ एटॉमिक वॉल्यूम्स ऑफ एलिमेंट अगेंस्ट द एटॉमिक मासेस. उन्होंने क्या करा, एक तरफ एटॉमिक वॉल्यूम ले ली और एक तरफ एटॉमिक मासेस ले लिया. दिस टाइम here he has taken atomic volume and here he has taken atomic masses. So and what he have observed is the alkali metal sodium, potassium, rubidium having similar properties occur at the same points, peaks in the atomic volume curve. तो उन्होंने ये देखा कि जब इन्होंने इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मास, गाइस नोट दिस वर्ड, अभी तक के जितने भी हुए हैं, डोब्राइनर हो गया, न्यूलैंड्स हो गए, और लॉ ऑफ ऑक्टेव, न्यूलैंड्स के लॉ ऑफ ऑक्टेव हो गए, और इवन लूथर मायर, अभी तक जितने भी साइंटिस्ट ने काम करा है, दे आर वर्किंग ऑन एटॉमिक मासेस ओनली. अभी तक किसी ने भी एटॉमिक नंबर को प्रायोरिटी नहीं दी है, तो सभी लोगों के लिए पीरियोडिसिटी जो है इज एटॉमिक मास, उनके लिए मेन पीरियोडिक फंक्शन ही एटॉमिक मास है अभी तक. चलिए, सो ही फाइंड्स, लूथर मायर ने क्या करा, सोडियम को, पोटेशियम को, रुबिडियम को, इन सभी को जब इनको अरेंज करा, ही फाइंड्स दैट ऑल द एलिमेंट्स आर अरेंज ऑन द पीक ऑफ द कर्व. तो ये अगर मैं पीक की बात करता हूं, सो अगर उन्होंने अरेंज करा तो उन्होंने देखा कि ये सब चीजें बिल्कुल पीक ऑफ द कर्व पर प्रेजेंट है. ऑलराइट, अगर मैं यहाँ पे लिथियम की जगह सोडियम लिख देता हूं, सो लिथियम इज ऑल्सो प्लेस्ड इन दिस टेबल, लिथियम, सोडियम, पोटेशियम एंड रुबिडियम. And on the second point, he stated that the halogen element fluorine, chlorine and bromine. So he is talking about group 17. So जब भी group 17 के element को इन्होंने arrange करा, like fluorine, chlorine and bromine, he find that इनका भी masses जो है वो similar है, और ये एक ascending position पे, ascending position of the curve मतलब कि किसी भी कर्व को चढ़ने वाली पोजीशन पे. तो अगर इन्होंने देखा, यहाँ पर फ्लोरीन आ रहा था, यहाँ पर क्लोरीन आ रहा था, एंड यहाँ पर इन्होंने ब्रोमीन को रख दिया था. नाउ आई हैव टू टेक डिफरेंट पेन. दिस इज फ्लोरीन, दिस इज क्लोरीन एंड दिस इज ब्रोमीन. दिस इज द असेंडिंग पोजीशन ऑफ द कर्व. एंड ऑन द थर्ड पोजीशन, third point, he stated that the noble gases like neon, argon and krypton having similar properties are all at similar position on the atomic curve. इन और ये जो जितनी भी नोबल गैसेस थी, ये भी सिमिलर पोजीशन ऑफ द कर्व पर थी. तो अगर वो नीचे की तरफ है, तो सपोज लेट्स से कि अगर कोई यहाँ पर है, तो नेक्स्ट वाली उसकी सिमिलर प्रॉपर्टी वाला भी एलिमेंट यहाँ पर होगा, और उसके सिमिलर वाला यहाँ पर होगा, डिसेंडिंग पोजीशन पे होगा. बट this is very difficult for us to remember because now there are around 118 elements, and remembering the position of 118 element in the curve, it's quite very difficult. So लूथर मायर के कर्व बहुत ही अच्छे थे, बट थोड़े फ्लॉप इसलिए हुए because remembering all the elements, now you can simply see over here that these elements are arranged like a mosquitoes are arranged in a there is a mosquito party going over here. So it is very difficult for us. So if I'm going to take a close look of this, so it is very difficult for us to remember the position. So we have to opt for Mendeleev periodic table instead of Luther Meyer, but this was also a quite good achievement. All right, now I think it's time to jump on Mendeleev classification of element. Well guys, this is the most important periodic table after modern periodic table, because this was a quite good history and quite good table which was presented first. ये सबसे पहले ही हमने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया था, मतलब वो हमारे मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल के अंदर बहुत सी चीजें ऐसी है जो डायरेक्टली हमने मेंडलीव पीरियोडिक टेबल से ले ली थी. ऑलराइट, सो मेंडलीव क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एलिमेंट स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं मेंडलीव के बारे में भी कुछ बोलना चाहूंगा. ही वॉज अ साइंटिस्ट, बट मेरे नजर में ही इज अ साइंटिस्ट, ऑल्सो ही इज अ वेरी गुड एस्ट्रोलॉजर, बहुत ही अच्छा प्रिडिक्शन देते थे, एक ज्ञानी बाबा टाइप के थे, बिकॉज इन्होंने बहुत से एलिमेंट्स जिनकी डिस्कवरी नहीं हुई थी, उनके बारे में हमें बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था, बट उन्होंने उनकी डिस्कवरी होने से ही पहले बता दिया था कि भविष्य में इन फ्यूचर सम एलिमेंट्स आर गोइंग टू बी डिस्कवर्ड, उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज कुछ ऐसी 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 होने वाली है. नाउ दैट्स अ वेरी गुड प्रिडिक्शन. आज हमें ये बिल्कुल ये नहीं पता होता कि अगर आईपीएल चल रहा है या कोई भी क्रिकेट मैच चल रहा है तो हमें बिल्कुल नहीं पता होता कि किस टीम की जीतने की चांसेस ज्यादा है, बट इन्होंने तो जो चीज पॉसिबल ही नहीं थी, जो चीज सोचने के भी बहुत आगे था, उन्होंने वो प्रिडिक्शन हमें दे दिया था. ऑलराइट, सो मेंडलीव क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एलिमेंट्स के अंदर जाने से पहले आई वांट यू guys to look at the Mendeleev periodic table. This is how your Mendeleev periodic table looks like. तो ऐसा आपका Mendeleev periodic table होता है. I guess this is now very clear to you. I want you guys to take the screenshot of this and save it for your next future use. And this will this table is not going to become in your like class 10th board exams. तो अभी हम स्टार्ट करते हैं Mendeleev classification of elements के बारे में. तो सबसे पहली जो चीज थी बच्चों इनकी, there were 7 periods. There were 7 periods as you can simply see over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so periods are like this and most of the periods यहाँ पर आप जो देख रहे हो तो ये completely 7 periods नहीं है. यहाँ पर arrangement कुछ ऐसी हुई थी, तो आपको कुछ notes बनाते हुए चलना है. उन्होंने बोला कि उनके periodic table के अंदर 7 periods होंगे, horizontal rows होंगी and 8 वर्टिकल कॉलम्स होंगे. तो ये एक बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. यू कैन सिंपली मेक अ शॉर्ट नोट, 7 पीरियड्स एंड 8 कॉलम्स. ऑलराइट, 7p plus 8c. This is going to be a short trick for this. After that, in the original periodic table of Mendeleev, ये original periodic table के अंदर इतने 7 पीरियड थे और 8 कॉलम थे. Out of 8 groups, 7 groups are of normal element and 1 of transition element. 8 ग्रुप जो प्रेजेंट थे इनमें से 7 ग्रुप जो थे वो तो नॉर्मल एलिमेंट्स के थे. नॉर्मल एलिमेंट मतलब जो भी हमारे पीरियोडिक टेबल के अंदर प्रेजेंट है वही नॉर्मल एलिमेंट होते हैं. एंड एक जो ग्रुप था वो था ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट का. नाउ व्हाट आर ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट? ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट क्या होते हैं? सो ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट आर ऑल्सो नॉर्मल एलिमेंट. ऐसे कुछ नहीं है कि भाई उनके 2 सींग होते हैं या कुछ और होता है. सो ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स आर समथिंग, यहाँ पर इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है मैं आप लोगों को एक अलग हाईलाइटर से बोलना चाहूंगा. ट्रांजिशन आर एलिमेंट्स आर दोज विच शोज डिफरेंट वैलेंसी. ऐसे एलिमेंट जो डिफरेंट वैलेंसी शो कर सकते हैं, डिफरेंट कोवैलेंसी शो करते हैं, उनको हम बोलते हैं ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स. एंड इन द मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल डी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स आर कॉल्ड ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट. काइंडली राइट इट डाउन इन योर नोट्स कॉपी, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है थोड़ा. डी ब्लॉक के एलिमेंट्स को हम बोलते हैं ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट. मूविंग ऑन टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट थिंग, दैट इज इट कैन बी कंक्लूडेड दैट देयर वर 7 ग्रुप, 7 तो ग्रुप हैं, वर्टिकल कॉलम्स ऑफ नॉर्मल एलिमेंट इन द Mendeleev periodic table. ये वही लाइन रिपीट हो रही है. The element in each group were similar to one another in many properties. जो भी एलिमेंट्स को अरेंज करा गया था एक ग्रुप के अंदर, they were similar in many properties. Yes, that's what we need. तो उन्होंने उनके अरेंजमेंट से हमें बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प मिली थी. अगर मुझे एक एलिमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी याद हो गई तो मुझे बहुत ईजिली बाकी के एलिमेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टीज याद कर सकते हैं और उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज आर ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर टू वन अनदर. So the similar properties of the elements were repeated periodically after every 7th element. Similar property repeat हो रही थी after every 7th element because there were 7 group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and after that the element comes which is going to be similar in the properties as the element which is placed above that element. All right. So if I show the modern periodic table, Mendeleev periodic table again to you guys, so you must have noticed that there are some gaps over here. ये कुछ gaps present थे यहाँ पर. तो ये gaps क्या बता रहे थे? तो इन gaps के बारे में study करते हैं. In the classification of the then known elements, Mendeleev was guided by 2 factors. तो ये gaps रखते वक्त उन्होंने 2 factor बताए थे. उन्होंने क्या करा था बच्चों, सबसे पहली चीज उनका जो पीरियोडिक टेबल का अरेंजमेंट था, इट वाज ऑन कंप्लीटली इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मासेस। उन्होंने अरेंज करे थे एलिमेंट को इन द ऑर्डर ऑफ देयर इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मासेस, एंड ही नोटिस दैट ग्रुप ऑफ सिमिलर एलिमेंट्स, और उनका क्या, ग्रुपिंग ऑफ सिमिलर एलिमेंट्स टुगेदर। उनके दो मेन कंसर्न थे, पहला कि एलिमेंट्स को उनको एक इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मास के ऑर्डर में अरेंज करना है। सेकेंड उनका मेजर कंसर्न था कि जितने भी एलिमेंट्स को मैं ग्रुप कर रहा हूं उनकी प्रॉपर्टी सेम होनी चाहिए। तो कभी कभी उनके एटॉमिक मासेस की थ्योरी को, जो इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मासेस की थ्योरी को थे, वो खुद ही नेग्लेक्ट करते थे, क्योंकि अगर वो अरेंज कर देते तो एलिमेंट्स जो अरेंज हो रहे हैं, कभी कभी ऐसा हो जाता था कि इसकी प्रॉपर्टी इसके साथ तो मैच ही नहीं कर रही। ऑलराइट, so now in order to make sure that the elements having similar properties fell into the same vertical column or group, Mendeleev left some gap. अब ये चीज को ही फॉलो करने के लिए मेंडलीव ने क्या करा, कुछ गैप्स को रख दिया पीरियोडिक टेबल के अंदर। These gaps were left for the elements not known at that time. और ये कुछ गैप जो थे उन्होंने उसके लिए रख दिए कि आने वाले टाइम पे तो होंगे, अभी के लिए नहीं है इस तरह के कुछ एलिमेंट्स। बट Mendeleev thought that these elements would be discovered later on. और बट उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, आपको खाली ही रखना पड़ेगा, स्पेस को देना ही पड़ेगा। उन्होंने बोला अभी एज ऑफ नाउ हमारे पास इस तरह के कुछ एलिमेंट नहीं है, बट देयर इज अ हाई चांसेस दैट सम एलिमेंट्स विद द प्रॉपर्टीज which can be fit over here are going to be discovered very soon. So yes, अब हम दोबारा से एक बार पीरियोडिक टेबल को देखते हैं। तो वी हैव दिस 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 एंड दिस प्लेस। सो ये कुछ प्लेसेस थी, चलिए देखते हैं क्या हो रहा है। बिफोर मूविंग ऑन, आई वांट यू गाइस टू लुक एट द हार्ड एफर्ट्स ऑफ Mendeleev पीरियोडिक टेबल। Mendeleev ने कितनी मेहनत करके एक पीरियोडिक टेबल बनाई थी, विच लुक लाइक दिस। तो ये आप अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह की उनकी पीरियोडिक टेबल लगती थी, एंड इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज इट इज नॉट completely English. This may be German, this may be Spanish. So now moving on towards the merits of Mendeleev classification. Well, that was merits are countless. बहुत ही ज़्यादा efforts थे उनके, और बहुत ही ज़्यादा इनके हमारे लिए, हमारे ऊपर एहसान रहेंगे कि इन्होंने एक ऐसी टेबल दे दी जो हमें मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल के बहुत ही पास तक ले आई थी। चलिए, तो क्या क्या मेरिट्स हैं इनके। पहला मेरिट तो ये था दैट Mendeleev periodic law group the element on a more fundamental basis of atomic masses. उन्होंने क्या करा था, अभी तक के जितने भी लॉज थे, लाइक अगर मैं बात करता हूँ डोब्राइनर की, तो ही हैज अरेंज ओनली 3 एलिमेंट्स, और जो आगे सक्सेसफुल भी नहीं हो पाए थे। इफ आई टॉक अबाउट न्यूलैंड, तो न्यूलैंड की एलिमेंट्स भी 8 के सेट थे, और साथ में वो फ्लॉप होते जा रहे थे जैसे ही नोबल गैस की डिस्कवरी हुई थी। एंड लूथर मायर, इट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग। तो उन्होंने एक बहुत ही अच्छा पीरियोडिक टेबल दे दिया, और बहुत ही फंडामेंटल था। मतलब लाइक इट इज नॉट लाइक कभी कभी थोड़ा सा फ्लक्चुएशन हुए थे, बट मेजर पार्ट में आपका Mendeleev periodic table was quite good enough to understand and remember the properties of the element. Secondly, Mendeleev periodic law left proper gaps in the periodic table for the then undiscovered element like gallium, scandium and germanium. So जो भी उन्होंने गैप छोड़े थे, and I'll tell you one thing, उन्होंने जो गैप छोड़े थे उनका नाम रखा था एका सिलिकॉन, एका बोरोन, एका जर्मेनियम। तो ये ही नाम से उन्होंने आगे के एलिमेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टी बता दी थी। और एका का मतलब होता है बच्चों सिमिलर, एका का मतलब होता है सिमिलर। सो उन्होंने ये बोला था कि एलिमेंट्स विच आर गोइंग टू बी डिस्कवर्ड लेटर ऑन, उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर होने वाली है इन वाले एलिमेंट से, इसीलिए उनका नाम एका सिलिकॉन, एका बोरोन रखा गया था। ऑलराइट, सो मेरिट, उसके मेरिट्स के अंदर और कुछ पॉइंट्स भी एडेड हैं, लाइक इट कुड प्रेडिक्ट द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ सेवरल एलिमेंट्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर पोजीशन इन द पीरियोडिक टेबल। उन्होंने कुछ और प्रॉपर्टीज को भी डिस्कस कर लिया था ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर पीरियोडिक टेबल, कैसे उनको अरेंज करा था उस बेसिस पे। द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द देन अनडिस्कवर्ड एलिमेंट लाइक गैलियम, स्कैंडियम एंड जर्मेनियम वर प्रेडिक्टेड इन दिस वे। और उन्होंने जो गैप्स छोड़े थे, उन्हीं गैप्स की वजह से उन्होंने बता दिया था कि बिफोर दीज एलिमेंट वर गोइंग टू बी डिस्कवर्ड, इनकी प्रॉपर्टीज हमें पहले से ही पता थी। Alright, so it could predict the errors in the atomic weights of some elements on the basis of their position like periodic table. For example, the atomic weights of elements like gold. तो इन्होंने क्या करा था बच्चों, प्रिडिक्ट कर लिया था कि कुछ एलिमेंट्स का एटॉमिक वेट जो हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं या फिर हम जो मान रहे हैं वो थोड़ा गलत है. लाइक उन्होंने गोल्ड का एटॉमिक वेट को जब उन्होंने फोकस करा, उसको दोबारा स्टडी करा, दैट देन गोल्ड का जो एटॉमिक वेट था, एटॉमिक मास था, वो आपका गलत निकला. ऑलराइट, सो नाउ किसी भी चीज की अगर हमारे पास मेरिट्स हैं, किसी भी इंसान की अगर हमारे पास अच्छाइयां हैं, तो उसकी बुराइयां भी हमारे पास भर भर कर है. तो एनोमलीज ऑफ मैंडलीव क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एलिमेंट के अंदर सबसे पहले हम बात करने वाले हैं मैंडलीव की कुछ डीमेरिट्स, उनकी क्या क्या फ्लॉप्स थे, क्या क्या गलतियां हुई थी. So Mendeleev periodic table had a few anomalies that could not be explained on the basis of Mendeleev periodic law. उनकी कुछ ऐसी गलतियां हो गई थी कि मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक लॉ ही फॉलो नहीं कर पाई थी वो गलतियां. तो चलो देखते हैं क्या. द पोजिशन ऑफ आइसोटोप कुड नॉट बी एक्सप्लेन, सो ही अरेंज द एलिमेंट इन द ऑर्डर ऑफ देयर इंक्रीजिंग एटॉमिक मासेस, बट ही fails to give the spaces and he fails to arrange the isotopes in the periodic table, in the Mendeleev periodic table. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा फेलियर था उनका, ये एक बहुत बड़ा फ्लॉप था उनका कि यहाँ पर हम आइसोटोप्स को अरेंज नहीं कर पाए. नाउ मोस्ट ऑफ यू गाइज माइट बी थिंकिंग दैट व्हाट आर आइसोटोप्स, सो लेट मी क्लियर दिस थिंग. आइसोटोप्स क्या होते हैं? सो आइसोटोप्स आर नथिंग, elements having same atomic number but different mass number. You can write this thing, same atomic number, atomic elements with same atomic number but different mass number. So you must be knowing that element can be represented like this only. Here X is the symbol of the element and Z is atomic number and A is your mass number. So if I talk about carbon, so we have three different isotopes of carbon. That is carbon, we have 6 atomic number along with the mass 12. We have another isotope of carbon whose atomic number is 6 only but the mass is 13, and we have carbon whose mass is 14 but the atomic number is 16. So we can simply say that all these different allotropes of carbon or isotopes of carbon have same atomic number but they have different mass number. So these are termed as isotopes. I repeat, elements जिनका एटॉमिक नंबर सेम होता है बट मास नंबर या मास अलग होता है, उनको हम बोलते हैं बच्चों आइसोटोप्स. एंड अगर हम आइसोबार्स की बात कर लेते हैं यहीं पर, तो आइसोबार्स आर समथिंग जिनका सेम मास नंबर होता है but they have different atomic number. Elements having same mass number but different atomic number. So if इसका example अगर मैं आप लोगों को दूं, so we have argon whose atomic number is 18 and we have calcium whose atomic number is 20. But if we calculate the atomic masses of these two, so we find that the atomic mass of argon is 40 and the atomic mass of calcium is 40 again. So यहाँ पर ये प्रूव हो गया एलिमेंट्स हैविंग सेम मास नंबर बट डिफरेंट एटॉमिक नंबर. तो ये होते हैं आपके आइसोबार्स. सो अब शायद आप लोगों को आइडिया मिल रहा होगा कि ज़्यादातर पीरियोडिक टेबल्स जो अभी तक गिवन है सभी सेम चीज़ को फॉलो कर रही थी, दैट इज दे आर फॉलोइंग एटॉमिक मासेस ओनली. तो इसीलिए बहुत सारी पीरियोडिक टेबल्स जो थी फ्लॉप होती जा रही थी, बिकॉज सेम एलिमेंट का मास सेम हो पा रहा था. But if we look at the element having same atomic number, तो वो तो बच्चों आइसोटोप्स थे. सेम एलिमेंट्स का एटॉमिक नंबर सेम अगर सेम है तो वो तो आइसोटोप है, और आइसोटोप की जगह की जरूरत ही नहीं थी मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल में. इफ यू टेक अ लुक एट द मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल, यू विल फाइंड दैट देयर इज नो स्पेस ऑफ आइसोटोप्स बिकॉज देयर इज नो नीड टू फिल, बिकॉज एटॉमिक नंबर के ऊपर बेसिस है आपकी जितनी भी पीरियोडिक टेबल है, मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल है, वो कंप्लीटली एटॉमिक नंबर पे एटॉमिक नंबर को फॉलो कर रही है. फंडामेंटल जो चीज को फॉलो कर रही है वो है एटॉमिक नंबर. बट ऑल दीज थिंग लाइक मेंडलीव पीरियोडिक टेबल, Newland's law of octave, Luther Meyer, and even Dobriner tried. All of them are following atomic mass as a main thing or as a fundamental characteristic. So first thing we have discussed that the position of the isotope could not be explained. पहली चीज हमने पोजीशन ऑफ आइसोटोप्स को एक्सप्लेन नहीं करा. सेकेंडली अगर हम बात करते हैं तो मैं यहां पर देख पाऊंगा कि wrong order of atomic masses of some element could not be explained. यहां पर क्या हुआ कि उन्होंने कुछ एलिमेंट्स को आगे रख दिया जिसका मास ज्यादा था, जबकि उन्होंने बोला था that elements are going to be arranged in the order of increasing atomic masses, but he is not following his own rule. उनका रूल को खुद ही फॉलो नहीं कर रहे, उनकी कमिटमेंट को वो खुद ही फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो ये चीज को वो एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाए. जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं, इफ वी टेक अ लुक एट द periodic table of Mendeleev, we can simply say that here we have let's take a look very seriously. Here we have tellurium whose mass is 128 and iodine whose mass is 127, but tellurium is placed before iodine, so we can say that he didn't explain why. What is the reason behind this? ऐसा क्या पॉलिटिक्स चल रही थी आपकी कि आपको उसको आगे रखना पड़ा? सो ये चीज को वो फॉलो नहीं कर पाए. सो नाउ इट्स टाइम टू जंप ऑन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट periodic table, that is our modern periodic table. Well, that table has changed the look of chemistry. The way we look at chemistry, the way we study chemistry is completely changed, and this is the most important thing for inorganic chemistry. आप लोगों को, बहुत से बच्चों को ये बोला जाता है कि आपको अगर केमिस्ट्री पढ़नी है तो आपको पीरियोडिक टेबल पता होनी चाहिए. I will never support this statement कि आपको अगर केमिस्ट्री पढ़नी है तो आपको पीरियोडिक टेबल पूरी याद होनी चाहिए. इट्स नॉट कंप्लीटली राइट. अगर आपको केमिस्ट्री पढ़नी है और अगर आपको पीरियोडिक टेबल याद है तो दैट्स वर्क फाइन, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि कंप्लीटली आपको डिपेंडेंट होना चाहिए पीरियोडिक टेबल के अंदर. सो वी विल लर्न अबाउट द ट्रेंड्स, क्या क्या ट्रेंड्स फॉलो होते हैं, कैसे इफ आई मूव इन फ्रॉम in the direction from left to right in the periodic table from up to down, तो क्या ट्रेंड्स फॉलो होंगे? मास बढ़ेगा या कम होगा, एटॉमिक साइज बढ़ेगी या कम होगी, या फिर मेटलिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बढ़ेगी या नॉन मेटलिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बढ़ेगी या कम होंगी. इन सब चीजों को हम आगे इस मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल के अंदर डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. चलिए तो स्टार्ट करते हैं मॉडर्न पीरियोडिक टेबल को. बट इससे पहले मैं आप लोगों को बोलूंगा, kindly have a look at the periodic table, modern periodic table, which we can simply have a look on from either from the internet, or we can simply buy it and paste it wherever we are sitting, wherever we are going to study, or wherever we used to study or sit for a long time. So guys, now let's jump on to the modern periodic table. So firstly, let us have a look at modern periodic table. So this is how your modern periodic table looks like. You must have seen this periodic table in your schools or in your chemistry lab or in your chemistry books. So this is how your modern periodic table looks. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss all the basic trends which are very important for standard 10th board, also which are very important for Olympiads level. So now let's discuss, and firstly let us discuss what is modern periodic law. So this table was discovered, or this table was presented by Henry Moseley in 1913. He worked on X-ray spectra of elements and established that the atomic number is equal to the nuclear charge, and it is more fundamental characteristic of element than the atomic weight. Now guys, this is very much important because all the periodic table or all the periodic laws which we have discussed before are completely based on atomic weights. None of them are designed as per the atomic number. So if we talk about Luther Meyer, Dobriner, Newlands, or even Mendeleev periodic table was completely based on increasing order of their atomic masses, because they think that the fundamental characteristic of the element was shown by atomic weight. And our scientist, our hero, which we can simply say Henry Moseley, proved them wrong, that, and he proved them by the X-ray spectra experiment, which we will discuss in standard 11. that is of no use in standard 10th. तो आप लोग ये ध्यान रखिए बस that the fundamental characteristic of the elements now being discussed on the basis of the atomic number, because atomic number is something which cannot be changed or which cannot be same of another element. Yes, they can be same of the same element which we have discussed, like isotopes have same atomic number, but different element cannot have same atomic number. Isotopes can. All right. So Moseley proposed that the modern periodic law, which stated that the properties of the element are the periodic function of their atomic number. So अभी तक हम पढ़ते हुए आ रहे थे that the properties of the element are a periodic function of their atomic weight, but now Moseley proved them wrong, and he now proposed that the properties of the elements are a periodic function of their atomic number. Actually, when elements are arranged according to the increasing atomic number, there is a periodicity in the electronic configuration of the element. So whenever we are going to arrange the element in the order of their increasing atomic number, there will be the periodicity which is going to repeat. Now what is periodicity? Periodicity is the property of the element which is going to repeat after several interval of time. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लिथियम के बाद अगर हम बात करते हैं, लिथियम के जस्ट नीचे सोडियम आता है, दैट मीन्स वी हैव टू रन टुवर्ड्स 8 elements, not kilometer, right? So will after 8 element, after every 8th element, properties are going to repeat. So I will give you the magic number as well, so you can simply remember the properties. For example, if we talk for this series, so 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 will and 32 will be your magic number. So you can simply predict the atomic number by using this number. So we can simply check it right now. The atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So by adding 2 with this, so we can simply say lithium will have 3 atomic number, and if we add 3, atomic number of lithium is now 3, we know that. And also if we are going to add 8 with it, so it will become 11. So the atomic number of sodium will be 11. Let's say we don't know this. All right, so if we add another 8 with 11, so it will become 19. And the potassium, atomic number of potassium is, yes, it is 19. And if we are going to add 18 with 19, so it will become 37. 18 with 19, it will become 37. And yes, the atomic number of rubidium is 37, and so on. We can simply use this magic number to predict the atomic number. All right, so now the periodicity in electronic configuration of element leads to the periodicity in their chemical properties. So ये periodicity जो होती है वो होता है repetition of the properties, same properties by which were persuaded by the elements. ये चीज को हम कहते हैं periodicity. I guess this is completely clear now. Now moving on towards the modern periodic law. वो क्या कहता है modern periodic table के अंदर क्या क्या चीजें होती है. So the horizontal rows of the element in a periodic table are called period. So these lines, horizontal lines, are called period, and the vertical line are called, guys, group. इनको बच्चों हम बोलते हैं groups. Is it clear? I think ये बहुत ही simple था, सभी लोगों को पता होगा. So these horizontal lines are called periods, and these vertical lines are called groups. And now there are 7 period and groups in the periodic table. एक periodic table के अंदर 7 period और 7 group present हैं. The group from 1 to 7 are divided into subgroup A and B. 7 group के सभी को A और B में हमने categorize करा हुआ है. फर्स्ट ग्रुप को फर्स्ट 1A 2A, 1A 1B, 2A 2B, this like this only. So 8th group consists of 3 vertical columns. 8th group के अंदर हमारे पास 3 vertical columns होते हैं. All the noble gases are kept in 0. So we have like this 1 to 7, and everything contains 2 group. All right, and 8th group contains 3 groups, 3 vertical columns, and after that 0 group contains only 1 group, that is your noble gases. So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon वगैरह ये सब चीजें इसमें आने वाली है. So if we add all these things, we will find that there are total number of group which is 18. So 18 will be the number of group which are present in the modern periodic table. I guess this is very simple for you guys. Now, first period, if we look at the very first period, so this first period contains only two elements. This first period contains only two elements. So this we can simply say it is the shortest group or shortest period, sorry. And if we look at the second period, it contains only 8 elements, so it is called the short period. Very short था ऊपर वाला क्योंकि उसके अंदर only दो elements present थे. And if we take a look at the second period, उसके अंदर 8 elements हैं. Similarly, in the third period as well, we have only 8 elements, so we can simply say it is a short period. And if we take a look at fourth period, fifth period, they both have 18 elements, so they are called long period. And if we take a look at the sixth period, we can simply say over here, we can first period, second period, third period, fourth period. First, let me remove all these things. This is your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth period. So this sixth period contains 32 elements. Now, how it is possible for it? So if you take a look at this, there is a space and these elements are going to be filled in this. So 18 plus 4, these are 14 elements and these are also 14 elements. I can write over here. There are 14 elements in this line and 14 elements in this line. They are called lanthanoids and actinoids. I think you guys know this thing very clearly. Alright, so we have 18 as of now. When we are going to add 18 plus 14, it is going to be called as, or the sum of them are going to be equal to 32. So they are group number 7th, period number 7th and period number 8. 6 are termed as the very long period because they hold around 32 elements. And period 7 is incomplete because some elements are yet to be discovered. All right, now we'll discuss about the trends which are followed in the modern periodic table. I'll try to explain all the thing in more detail. So starting with valency. So in the period the valency of the element increases from 1 to 4. किसी भी period में अगर हम चलेंगे from left to right, so पहले valency 1 2 3 4 increase होगी and after that then it will decrease to 4 3 2 1 and 0 from the left to right. So whenever we are moving in a period from left to right, valency will increase from 1 2 3 4 and after that 0 3 2 1 and 0. Is it right? And obviously this one which you are going to see is -1 and this 2 will carry, this 1 will carry +1 and this 2 will carry also +2, 3 will also carry +3 and 4 will not carry any positive or negative charge. And if we take a look at this 3 2 1 and 0, so they are going to carry the negative charge only. So we have valency. We can simply say valency जो होती है हमारे किसी भी एलिमेंट के, तो we have valency called +1 +2 +3 and -1 -2 and -3 only, and including with 4 along with 0 for the noble gases. So these are the valencies we have to study. All right, now moving on toward the next thing, we are saying that if we move in a periodic table from left to right direction, तो पहले हमारी valency जो है वो increase होगी 1 2 3 4 and after that it will decrease like 4 3 2 1 0. So let's check. So atomic number, these are the elements which are present in the period: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. So you can simply take a look at this at the periodic table. These are arranged in the same manner. All right, so the atomic number An is representing the atomic number. So lithium has atomic number 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and so 9 10. All right, so if we take a look at the electronic configuration, so in the lithium the atomic number is 3, so the electronic configuration is going to be 2 and 1. So 2 electrons are going to be filled in the K shell and 1 electron is going to be filled in the L shell. All right, so now if we take a look at beryllium has the atomic number 4, so 2 electron will be filled in K shell and L shell will have another 2 electron. So I am supposing that this thing is quite well understand, because you have already passed standard ninth. So I think you guys don't have any problem in calculating how to calculate the valency. So you can simply see that the valency is 1, 2, 3, 4, and after that this is the valence electron. Now what is valence electrons? Let me discuss this as well. Valence electrons are the number of electrons which are present in the outermost shell. The electrons which are present in the outermost or the valence shell is called valence electron. Now the valency is going to be plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus not plus or no minus, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1 and 0. So we have written it with the sketch pen as well. Alright, now moving on towards, I think this valency part is completely clear. Alright, so in a next thing we are going to discuss about, in a group the valency is same for all the elements to the group. And if we take a look at the group, that means vertical column, so the valency is going to be same. For example, if we take a look at the very first group, hydrogen, lithium, sodium and potassium, so the valency is going to be same for all the elements. Let me write this. So the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, so the electronic configuration will be K shell will have one electron only, so it will have one valence electron, so the valency will become plus 1 because it is going to donate its electron. And this is the exception as well, because being a non-metal, hydrogen is going to donate its electron, it is an electron donor. Alright, and lithium की अगर मैं बात करता हूँ, lithium has atomic number 3, that means electronic configuration will be 2 and 1. So again you guys can see that all of them has one electron in their outermost shell, and all these electrons are going to be these valence electrons are called the valency, because these valence electrons are going to be donated by the atoms, because we need more 7 electrons to complete the octet, or we can simply donate 1 electron to complete the octet, or we can simply reach to the nearest noble gas configuration. So all of them are going to donate their electron, outermost electron, and all of them will carry the positive charge. So the valency will be positive 1 for all the group. So we can simply say in the group the valency is going to be same in the entire group. Alright, now we'll discuss about the atomic sizes. So atomic size of the radius of or the radius of the atom. Well, in a period the atomic size of the element decreases from left to right. While if we are going to move in a period from left to right, that means from lithium to neon, so the atomic size is going to decrease, because the nuclear charge, that is Z effective, or the number of proton is going to increase, and so the electrons are pulled closer to the nucleus. Now let us discuss this thing. So if I take a look at lithium, so lithium has 3 electrons, the atomic number is 3. So that if I draw the structure of lithium, so this is going to look like this. So first shell, that is K shell, will have 2 electron, and the second shell will have 1 electron. So there is 3 proton which is attracting these 3 electron, and if we talk about like nitrogen, and we are moving in the same period only. So if I talk about nitrogen, so nitrogen has 7 atomic number, so it will have 7 proton. I will draw like this. So in the first shell it will have 2 electron, and the remaining 5 electrons are going to be filled in the outermost shell, because it is a L shell and it can hold up to maximum about 8 electron. Alright, so these, now there are 7 proton. Now there are 7 proton which are attracting 7 electron. Well guys, you might be thinking, sir, if the number of proton is increasing, then also the number of electron is increasing, then why is the atomic radius is decreased? Guys, let me be very clear. The charge is same, but the mass of proton is very heavier than the mass of electron. So we can simply say, we can simply neglect the mass of electron. That is why if the number of proton or the number of atomic number is going to increase, or the effective nuclear charge, we can simply say, if the atomic number is increasing, the effective nuclear charge is increasing. and if they are going to increase, so we can simply say the mass is going to increase. Now the big mass over here in nitrogen is attracting only 7 electrons, and it is very easy for them to attract them. So that is why that is the reason why the radius decreases when we move from left to right in the period. All right, I think this is completely crystal clear now, and this is how what we are going to learn: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen. So this is the order of moving from left to right in the periodic table, and this is the atomic number, and electronic configuration is done. So electron number of protons, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So you can simply see that the number of protons are increasing, that is the Z effective is increasing. Z effective, that means effective nuclear charge is increasing, so it will easily attract the rest of the electron, and finally the atomic size or the atomic radius will decrease. The result will ends up with a decrease in the atomic radius. I guess it is now completely crystal clear. All right, so we have discussed what will happen when we move from left to right. Atomic radius is going to decrease, but what will happen when we are going to move in downward direction, that is from in a same group, if we are going to move like this? So I'll say one thing. If we take a look at this, so hydrogen has atomic number 1, electronic configuration is 1, and lithium has 3 electrons. Atomic number electronic configuration will be 2, 1. So you can simply see here in hydrogen and lithium, the basic difference is a new shell is increased. So let me draw this thing again. So if I do the make a structure of hydrogen, so hydrogen has 1 proton and only 1 electron, so there is only 1 shell required. If I talk about lithium, so lithium will have 3 proton. In first shell it will have 2 electron, because the capacity of K shell is only 2 electron. It can only accommodate only 2 electrons, and L shell we have 1 electron. So the number of shell is increased. So you can simply say, while I'm going in the downward direction of the periodic table, the number of shells are increasing as the electronic configuration is increasing, and the number of electrons is also increasing. So if I talk about sodium has atomic number 11. So in K shell it will have 2 electron, in L shell it will have 8 electron, and in M shell it will have 1 electron. So you can simply see that the number of shell is now being increases. And if I talk about potassium, so potassium has 19 atomic number, so another 8 electron will be filled over here, and there is one more required, there is a requirement of 1 more shell, so it will fill 1 more electron. So you can simply understand that by the increase of atomic number, electrons is also increased, because it is defined by the Dalton और John J.J. Thomson as well कि किसी भी न्यूट्रल एटम के अंदर number of protons and number of electrons are going to be same. So if the number of protons are going to increase, then the number of electrons are also going to be increased. All right, now moving on towards the next thing, that is metallic property. So that's a very simple thing. If we know the electronic configuration, we know that metals are electron donor. So all the elements having 1, 2 and 3 electron in their outermost shell, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन के अंदर अगर 1, 2 या 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, तो दे आर मेटल्स, बिकॉज दे आर गोइंग टू डोनेट देयर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स टू कंप्लीट देयर ऑक्टेट और टू रीच द नियरेस्ट नोबल गैस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. एंड अगर नॉन मेटल की बात करते हैं, तो नॉन मेटल हैव 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electron in their outermost shell. So they are basically going to attract electron, or they are going to accept the electron from the outermost orbits. So किसी और के इलेक्ट्रॉन को वो छीन लेने वाले हैं. So now in a period the metallic property of the element decreases from left to right. Obviously if we take a look at the electronic configuration of lithium, तो lithium की electronic configuration है बच्चों 2, 1, beryllium 2, 2, and after that boron 2, 3, and after that carbon 2, 4, after that nitrogen 2, 5. So you can simply understand the number of valence electron is increasing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are going to accept the electron. So whosoever it is going to, whatever the element is, if the atom is going to attract the electron, they are going to be termed as electron acceptor and they are going to carry negative charge. But metal always carry a positive charge and they are electropositive as well because they are a electron donor. So if I move in this direction, we can simply say that sodium has 2, 8, 1, magnesium has 2, 8, 2, aluminum will have 2, 8, 3, silicon has 2, 8, 4, similarly a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they are going to donate electron, donate electron, donate electron. So sodium, magnesium and aluminum, they all are going to carry positive charge. But if we talk about silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine and argon, they are not going to carry positive charge. They will carry either negative charge, either no charge, or they will carry zero charge, because argon is a noble gas, so it is neither going to accept the electron nor going to donate the electron. So we can simply say that while moving in a group from left to right direction, metallic characteristic will decrease. So now I think this is completely clear. Now, and similarly in a group, the metallic property of the element increases from top to the bottom. And if we move in a group, like in a vertical column, the electronic configuration, if we take a look at the electronic configuration, we can simply say that the metallic characteristic will increase because elements are going to donate their outermost electron easily because the number of shell is increased and the force of attraction between the positive nucleus and the outermost shell. Let's take an example. If I talk about lithium, so lithium has 2 and 1 electron in the outermost shell. So if I talk about the outermost electron and the nucleus, they are going to attract each other because there is only 2 shells. So this nucleus can attract the electron. But if I talk about potassium, so potassium will have 2, 8, 1, 2, 8, 8, 1. So this potassium is going to attract this, the nucleus of potassium will attract the outermost electron, but here we have 1, 2, 3 shells. So it will be very difficult for the potassium. So the forces of attraction, we can simply say, if I draw here the structure of potassium. So K shell will have 2 electron, L shell will have 8 electron, another M shell will have 8 electron, and the last electron is going to be filled in the N shell. Alright, so now the forces of attraction between the nucleus and the outermost shell is going to be decreased because the number of shell between them is now increased, 1, 2, 3. So we can simply say that this electron can be removed very easily, and the electron removal, if it is very easily, so we can simply say that the metallic characteristic will increase. So if we move down the group in the periodic table, the metallic characteristic will increase. I think this concept is completely clear. All right, so similar thing is going to happen in a period. The non-metallic property of the elements increases from left to right. So I have already discussed over here that if I move in this direction, the metallic characteristic is going to decrease. So what will increase? Non-metallic characteristic is going to increase, right? All right, guys. So this is going to be the same, and we have covered all the trends in the modern periodic table as well. So I think this is completely clear. This chapter is completely clear. And if you guys find any difficulty in any topic, you can simply DM us or you can simply comment in our YouTube channel. All right. So I think that's all for today. I will be taking another session of most important topic, that is carbon and its compound. See you in that capsule. Bye bye.